Hey guys, congratulations, you made it to Friday. Yay, big cheers for you. Anyways, this is Jason and the Simpademic, and I am on chapter 4 of the book. But right now, this is the fourth. This is the fourth in order of this series, but it may move up, when it comes time to write this thing, because this is the most important part, I think, in the entire package. And that particular thing, as far as men reclaiming their dignity is concerned, is to find a cause greater than yourself. And what this means is you want to find something that you will champion, something that you will stand by, and something that's going to be your core value come hell or high water. And so find a cause greater than yourself. Now, for myself, as you already know, that's the Christian faith, and that's the faith of the Bible and my following of Jesus Christ. Now, if this is already you, then I have to tell you right now that, when women post that they want to be worshipped, what they're really asking you to do is to break the first commandment. They're asking you to break, Exodus chapter 20 is where the 10 commandments are found, and the first one is, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Well, what these modern women these days are asking for is the exact opposite of that. And if you are worshiping and pedestalizing these women, and you are worshiping the ground that they walk on, you are sinning. I don't have any other way to put it. But even if this is not your particular cause, or if that's not your particular faith, I've seen it work in other, with other faiths as well. And so to that extent, find a different cause to hold on to that is greater than yourself. It's going to cause you to focus outside of your own little world where you feel like you have to get this girl in order to complete you with a greater cause. That is not necessary. You will be fulfilled by that particular faith or that particular effort. And you will not be in a position to be simping for women, because that is not the most important thing to you in your life. I know it's not the most important thing to me in my life. And I think it puts the right perspective on where you want to go with your life, because groveling for women's attention, or posting on the social media thing, or following their Instagrams, as I've mentioned before, commenting on these models' pages is not going to get you where you want to go. And simping and groveling for women's attention who you just happen to have got their number for doesn't do it either. And when women post these viral videos talking about them wanting to be worshipped by men, I just cringe. It's just disgusting. It's pukey. And in my particular faith, it's also against Scripture. So find a cause or a faith or something that is greater than yourself. And if you're focusing on that, you're not going to have a time for any of the other simping women's stuff. You're going to be busy trying to elevate yourself in that particular regard, and I do this every day. So that is the fast version here today, and just find a cause or something that is much greater than yourself. Find a faith. Even find, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a cause, but I mean, if you have I would actually probably call something like this greater than a hobby, but if you are very serious about something, so, bowling is my hobby, but I mean, if I were on a professional level, or a near professional level, or pursuing that would be a greater cause. Obviously that is a cause for myself, but if you have something that you're going to be focusing on in your life with a laser beam focus like that, I think could actually work as well. So just find something bigger. Find something better. Find something that's going to keep your attention off of these YouTube Jezebels, for lack of a better term, who are insisting that you worship the ground that they walk on, and who are going to cause Christian men to stumble and sin. I'm just calling it as I see it. That's what it is, but that is my biggest suggestion. It's probably going to be the core of the book. I might even make it chapter 1. Find something that you will just is a greater cause or a greater faith. I think it's the most important thing to accomplish in order to be able to avoid being part of the Simpademic. Just don't worship these girls. Obviously, if they're good for you, and if you've determined, as I've said in a previous chapter, knowing your market and knowing your value, I think it'll come together naturally, and I don't think you'll need to do any convincing. I really believe that. If you know what you're looking for, and if you find that person, there's not going to be a whole lot of begging or coercing or coercion or arm twisting going on. That's going to try to convince them to think otherwise. Convince them to like you. You shouldn't have to do any convincing or twisting. That, folks, is how we end the Simpademic and the scourge of men simping on women for attention and trying to convince them to like them, when indeed, most of the time, it actually convinces them to not like you. They have no respect for you. The way to get respect is to have a greater cause. Pure and simple. That is the end of this one for tonight. Enjoy your Friday night, guys. Don't do anything stupid. Don't drink. Don't drive. Call that cab. Call that Uber. And you folks have a wonderful, fantastic weekend. Peace out, homies.